KANO youth stormed the Inec office and they did a massive protest that Inec chairman Amupitan should be removed immediately. Before I will go further and I will show you the video, there are so many issues happening currently. When you check online, you start seeing that Burna Boy is having he fought with DJ Tunez and Wizkid reply Burna Boy. There are so many things trending this period. You also hear Very Dark Man arrested, B Lord, this one. Those are those are not a serious matter. You understand? Compared to what is happening in Nigeria currently. I feel most of these issues are just to take people's attention from reality. So you have to remove your mind from some of these. They are not serious. They know how to settle themselves. They are all content creators, musicians. They know how to settle themselves. You get it? So remove your mind from those. Those are not the serious matter in Nigeria that we'll be talking about. As I'm talking to you today, now, ISWAP went to an army base in Burna and they went there and killed about 17 soldiers. 17 soldiers and one brigadier general. They killed a brigadier general in Nigeria. These are serious matters we are supposed to be saying, dragging the government, hold the government to account, because government said that these terrorists are their brothers. So we will hold them, that your brothers, this is what they are doing, to account. So these are the topics we are supposed to be talking about, dragging the government, you understand, so that they will be more responsible. You get it? Now, let's go to the main topic that we have currently. The KANO youth, they stormed the Inec office and they were angry that Amupitan should be removed. Watch the video.
Kuma cikakkun 'yan jam'iyyar ABC wannan zalunci da yake faruwa ba ma goyon baya ko muna kira ga INEC da ta gaggauta sauke shugaban hukumar INEC na ƙasa saboda ba zai mana adalci ba. Zaluncin INEC! Zaluncin INEC! Zaluncin INEC! Amupitan must go! To kamar yadda kuke gani ga mu nan mun fito ko muna kira da a gaggauta sauke shugaban hukumar wannan zaɓe ta ƙasa INEC saboda ba zai mana adalci.
You just saw that video. Now, what do I have to say? There's something that happened in Abuja where when Amupitan was being installed as the Inec chairman by Tinubu, after they did the local government election, the council election in Abuja, I came to realize that this Inec chairman will be worse. He will be worse than the previous one. After they did that council election in Abuja, you know what happened that day? Aside vote buying, that one, they have been doing it in Nigeria. What happened was that in each of the polling units, they were using beavers. So when they were done with the election, maybe by 2, you understand, they were done with the election, they count the scores. You know, normally when they are done with the election, they will count in the presence of everybody, they will count the score. Then when they count the score, the INEC officials will impute it in the form and they will sign. They will give each party agent, because each party has an agent in each polling unit. They will say, okay, each party agent will sign. Then they will now snap it with a beavers. You understand? That's what they did in the election. They snapped it with a beavers. And when they snapped it, everybody saw that it was being snapped. Guess what? When you check in the IRF portal, the result was not reflecting. Normally, the way it used to be, when you snap the result, it's supposed to reflect in the INEC portal immediately, but it did not reflect. So when the thing reflects, some reflect by like 4 or 5 hours later. Some reflected in the night. Something they snapped around 6, it will reflect like by 9, 10. Something they snapped, let's say around 3, it will reflect like 7. That was what was happening. It means that the way they created the system, they have configured it that they have to approve the result from the INEC back end before it will reflect. They will first of all approve it. It means that if they are doing election now, and even though they use the beavers to snap, once they snap with that beavers, before you will see the results reflect in the IRF portal, the INEC officials has to approve it from the back end, which that is a loophole. It was that day I knew that because so many results were conflicting. You will see some results cancel like but this was not the one they snapped. What happened? So then I know this INEC chairman will be worst. I knew that it would be worse than Yakub Mamoda. What is his name? It will be worse. That was when I realized that there's a reason Tinubu picked this man. This is a professor. You understand? He's a professor. So I said there's a reason they pick him. It will be worst. You understand? So this election is clear that they are already preparing to rig the election. Currently, Tinubu wants to be the only person in the ballot. He said that you vote for him or you don't vote. That is what INEC is doing. He's the one that put INEC chairman. They delisted David Mark from the ADC portal. You understand? PDP, Wiki have scattered PDP, and Wiki is behind Tinubu. So you see, they are all playing a game. You understand? But this is where the problem of this game is. If nothing is done now, they will think that they are they are in the top of the game. But the time is coming, they will be the victim of that game. They will be the victim of that game. So when you see democracy is being attacked, you either fight it. If you don't fight it, even the people who created that thing will later end up becoming a victim of that same thing they created. I'm just telling you the truth. Look at Erufai. Erufai was one of the people that believed to rig the northern result for Tinubu for him to come into office. But Tinubu did not give him appointment as planned. So currently now, he is in the opposition. And when he got to the opposition, he was telling Tinubu, don't worry, I'm the one that was among those that put you in office, I'll remove you. So I'm talking to you now. EFCC is settling with him. Different allegation here and there. Or it's just for a political reason, you understand? That is to show you that when you are doing something, don't worry, that same thing will catch up with you. Even these current leaders are there taking their orga. Very soon, that same rules they think they are doing, it will backfire. That is politics for you. That is why democracy has to be preserved. Because even you that think that you are smart in democracy, you will later become a victim. Yes, you will later end up becoming a victim. You get it? So that is one of the way that can help this country. Nigeria cannot be a one-party state. It's not possible. So that game they are trying to play, it's not possible. In Nigeria, we have the Igbo, the Southeast. We have the Southwest. We have the North Central, North West, North East. Like Nigeria is large. There's no how this kind of large nation that some parties even requesting to break out. Then you're not saying that you want to do a one-party state. It will not work. It will not work. It's just like some people are saying that, there's an agenda. There was one time though the news was trending during Buhari time. There's an agenda to Islamize Nigeria. To Islamize Nigeria. There might be an agenda, but it can't work. The only way to work is if the country finally splits. Because this country is so large. Like, it's so large that your own side cannot come and override. It's not possible. It will end up, everything will just scatter. Like, it will just scatter. Except you want it to scatter. That is the only option, to say, okay, let's split. Because there are some people that are asking for the country to split. Me, if Nigeria is united, is good. But if Nigeria split, it's still good. So that everybody will, the problem of Nigeria is so large because of the population. When it splits, people will now be focused, okay, this region will be focused on this region, this region will be focused on this region. So you get it. I think when I was in school then, I studied political science and pub admin. Then I think my project when I was graduating was I dealt on this particular topic because I did my project was ethnic conflict and democratization in Nigeria, and I think I talked a little bit about ethnic conflict and how to resolve how the pattern and ways it will be resolved in Nigeria. I think I also wrote a book on Amazon there, New Nigeria, where I said the kind of system of government Nigeria is practicing now, it will not favor Nigeria, where power is being centralized system. I said democracy is good, but the kind of democracy that will work for Nigeria is regional democracy, where the major aspects will be regionalized. We can be one, oh, they will have a central, but there are some major key things. You understand? Those things should be regionalized. Like we should have state police. You understand? It should be as if the central is more or less like a for ceremonial functions, and they will have power, but not that um, kind of power to tackle serious matter. That is the only structure and system I feel the kind of democracy that will work for Nigeria. Where if there are certain kind of road that is not good in your community, you don't have lights, so you don't need to go and drag the president. Instead, you will drag your governor, something like that. I just feel that the power in the central is too much and it should be taken back to the state so that the state should have control of certain kind of resources that belong to the state. You understand? The state, if the state, for instance, has oil now, the oil should belong to that state. If the state has gold, the gold should belong to that state. Then they may not decide to say, okay, resource control. These resources now, this percentage should go to the central, which will be like 20% or 10%, you understand? So that they will invest the money in the state. By then, when your state is not doing well, you hold your governor accountable. And that is, I think I wrote something like that. I wrote list of things I feel that will work for Nigeria. Or possibly Nigeria do what they call they have a way of regionalizing presidency, where this region become president, this region. But I prefer the regional democracy anyway. But I don't know. But that is just for that. But currently, the northern youth are protesting. Yes. So this is just starting with KANO. And there are so many, if you go to so many northern states, there are so many states now in some villages that people has deserted because of insecurity. And one of the way these northern guys is trying to say, okay, we are going to change the government. And now the government wants to create a one-party state where only Tinubu will be in the ballot. It means that what they are experiencing now, they don't have hope of coming out of it. Because the same government, if they are still in power, there's no hope of anything. They will still back these people that are causing trouble in the northern side and some of the western side, you understand, in Nigeria. That's still causing issue and problems. So if they can at least change the government and bring somebody that is capable of solving Nigerian problem, you'll see that I used to say Nigerian problem is not complicated. We only have complicated leaders. But I don't know, what do you think? Drop it in the comment section.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Onyeka Boy YouTube channel for more.